Greetings, TOEFL practice test taker. My name is Cloud, and I am the creator of the TOEFL practice test by Give Me Some English. And I first of all want to thank you for choosing my practice test to help you to figure out how you're going to do on the TOEFL exam before your actual TOEFL day. Now, this is just a welcome video to help you to navigate your way through the website. So I want to show you around and make sure that you are able to find your practice test and be able to navigate your way through it without any difficulties. So when you first purchase the TOEFL practice test, you'll already be logged in and you'll probably be on your account page. And it will look something like this. So one way to get back to the main page, you can just click on this icon. No matter where you are, you'll see that icon, click on there. And it takes you back to the first page. And then once you're on this front page here, or anywhere on the site actually, if you click this little image of the three green lines, it will open up this sidebar. Now, if you're not logged in, you will have to log in before you go to your practice test. So if you didn't start your exam or your practice test right away after you purchased it, and you came back later, when you open up this, when you're on the first page here, you'll have to log in. So if you click that link, it will take you to the login page that you see here. And then you just enter your email address that you used to purchase the test and your password. If you click Remember Me and log in, then it will remember your login information. So if you close the page out and come back later, you'll still be logged in. But this is where you log in. Let's go back to this page. Now, if you already are logged in, or once you do log in, you just go to the side menu. Remember, you click the three green lines, and then it says your TOEFL practice test is here. So this is where you get to this page. This is the explanation of what the practice test is. You may have already seen this page when you were researching before you purchased. So all you have to do is click this green button that says Begin Now. And then it takes you to this page where it says the 4 sections. Now, in the actual exam, when you're taking the actual TOEFL exam, you won't see a page like this. In the actual TOEFL exam, the whole thing is automatic. It just, once it starts, it just takes you through the entire exam from beginning to end, and you don't have any control over that. With this practice test, I've made it so that you don't have to do the whole practice test in one sitting. If you want to get the most authentic TOEFL experience, then I suggest that you do it all in one sitting. That way you'll know about how much time it takes, and you'll also understand how well you will actually do in the real exam. If you're not able to finish the practice test in 3.5 or 4 hours, then you'll probably need to do some more training before the actual exam day. But I don't want to force you into doing that. So when you come back to your practice test, or if you do some work on the reading section, but you don't want to finish and you want to come back another day, all you have to do is log out or just close the website. And then when you want to begin again, you come to this page and you can choose which section you left off on so that you can finish your exam. So let's take a look at the reading section. You can click on the picture, or you can click anywhere in this space where it says reading section. You see if you hover over it, there's a little hand. The arrow turns into a hand. That means you can click on it. So let's click on here. And it takes you to the reading section where you have some information that you need to know. If you see a warning box like this, then you should definitely read that. Then it gives you the types of instructions that you would have in the actual exam. And one of the ways that I've set up this entire practice test is that you don't have to try to navigate your way around. You can go to each reading passage by clicking on these links, but I've also put these buttons all throughout the test. So if you just press the button that says Begin Your Test, it takes you to that first reading passage. Now let's go back and see how that works here. So we click back, and you can see the first reading passage is geothermal energy. You can get to the same one by clicking the link, but if you just want to press the buttons, that makes it much easier. Now you see here at the bottom it says completed. If I uncheck that, you'll see this box where it says mark complete. You do not have to mark this complete. The only reason this is here is so that you know what you've done before. If you're going to do the whole exam in one sitting, you don't need to do this. But if you're not going to do the whole exam in one sitting, you can click that button. Now if we go back to this page, you'll see there's a check mark. That's to show that you've already done that one. That way, if you come back to this later, instead of clicking here and going to the first one and then having to go through all the different questions, you can just go back. Let's go back to that page. You can just go to the next one by clicking the link there. And that's the way the whole practice test is set up. Now, let's assume that you're just going to go through and do a whole bunch. Now, when you click on the first passage or when you go to the begin your test, it takes you to the first passage. You have your first reading passage. And then down below, you have your questions. Now, it says next. You click that and it takes you to the first question. This is the question right here. According to the first paragraph, geothermal energy is produced by, and then you have your answer choices. But this is the section of the reading passage that the answer is found in. So you don't have to go back through the entire reading passage to find your answer. You only have to read this section. This is the same as it will be on the actual exam. And then once you finish that particular question, you click next, and it takes you to the next one. And you'll see there is no green button like on the course page. It says begin your test here. But the way I've got this set up is that once you go through all of the different questions, well, of course, it takes you to the next question. Let me go through all of them here. There are 10 questions for each reading passage, just like there would be in the actual exam. And then you see you get to this page here where it has your name and your email address. So you're going to need to press this submit button to send your answers to me. If you do not press that submit button, I will not be able to give you a score. But once you press that submit button, it sends me an email, and then boom, you're right on to the next reading passage. So everything is you just keep clicking the buttons and it will take you through the entire exam. Now let's go back to the course page. I want to show you something here. So you'll see here on the reading section, there are 3 reading passages. You don't have to go back to this page to move on to the listening section. If you're on this last reading passage in the reading section, and you go through all of the different questions, and then you submit your answers, it takes you right to the next section. So once you finish the last quiz on the reading section and you press the submit button, it automatically takes you to the listening section, which is the next part of the exam. And you'll see here it doesn't say begin, it says continue. That's because this isn't the beginning of the actual exam or the practice test. And you'll see that there are 3 different lectures here and 2 conversations. And it does the same thing. You click on the first one, you have your listening file that you have to listen to. And then you have your questions. And of course, just keep clicking the next button and it will take you through all of the questions for that one. And then once you finish the last question, it will take you to the next one. And then it does the same thing from the listening section into the speaking section. So once you're on the last audio file of the listening section and you finish the last question and you press the submit to submit your answers to my email, then it will take you right into the speaking section. And that's how you navigate the entire course. And if you're not able to do the entire TOEFL practice test in one sitting, you can always log out, and you do the same thing by going to the login page. And you see here, it says log out. You press that and you log out. But you don't need to log out. You can just close out the website. And, just like you would if you're done on any website, you just close it out. People don't usually log out. So then, once you log back in again, once again, you have to go to that login link and then fill in your information. And then once you're there, you go to the TOEFL practice test. And, now here, I'm not logged in. So if you go to the practice test page, it says log in to begin, and it will take you to the login page. But once you're there, then you just go to your practice test is here page, and you'll begin your test, and you have the 4 sections, and then you can pick up wherever you left off. Now, as I say here, this practice test will only be scored and critiqued once. If I did it multiple times, it would be much more expensive. So, as I also stay on this page, that I will not score and critique your exam until you have finished the entire thing. Otherwise, there would be so many different emails going back and forth. And if I scored part of the exam and then sent you that information, and then scored the listening section, sent you that information, I wouldn't be able to give you a full critique on what your skills are, what you're doing well, and what you need to improve more. But if you do the whole thing, and I have all of your scores, and I can look at all of them together as a whole, I can see which areas you need to improve, and then I can make suggestions on how you can actually improve, and then I will send the report with your scores and my critiques, what you did good, what you need to work on, and my suggestions. You also have some other things in this sidebar. There's the TOEFL resources, other resources for you. There's the TOEFL Excellence Training System and the TOEFL portal. This is where you find things such as dates and locations and frequently asked questions. Give Me Some English is the main site, and we have a Contact the Teacher link here. Also, in the footer of the site, we have some other links for Give Me Some English, your resources, TOEFL Excellence Training, dates and locations, the TOEFL in your country, the official website, another contact button for me, and there's register, login, account, your test, which is the same link as right here. And once again, another way that you can contact me. And that's basically it. It's a pretty simple site to go through because there's only one thing here. It's the practice test. If you ever have any questions for me at any point in time, you can use any of those contact links to send me a message, and I will be happy to send my answers to whatever your concerns are. Once again, I want to say thank you for choosing my TOEFL practice test. I hope that it will be very beneficial for you to show you what you are doing well and what you need to work on so that you can achieve excellence on the TOEFL exam for you. So that's pretty much it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing your progress on the TOEFL exam. Bye now.